Dianna, can you fill us in on how this deal is almost done?
Yeah, hi, Hannah. So the two sides have been talking for some time now. The Tennessee Titans really keeping in touch with that Falcons front office, trying to see what it would take. Because even just going back to the draft, if you remember when Adam Schefter first reported that the Falcons were open to trading Julio Jones, and we also learned that Julio had requested a trade as well, we knew pretty much both sides were ready to move on. So the Titans really bounced in with a bunch of other teams that were interested, and it was going to come down to compensation. And originally, the Falcons were looking for a future first-round draft pick. And I can tell you, Hannah, there were teams out there that were discussing with the Falcons for that to actually happen. But those deals fell through. So now we're at a point where Tennessee, they're still discussing stuff with the front office, with the Atlanta Falcons in terms of compensation. And basically what they're discussing, and our Adam Schefter is reporting the specifics here, and it looks basically like it's either going to be a second and fifth round pick or a second round pick with a swap of other picks. So while Atlanta may not be getting that future first round draft pick, the price they originally wanted, they're still getting incredible compensation for a 32-year-old wide receiver who really at this point, it's probably the best for both sides to move on.
Very important, too, Dianna, that they are trading him out of the conference, something that they no doubt would have wanted to do in an ideal case scenario. And very interesting that Arthur Smith actually trades Julio Jones back to his old team, the Tennessee Titans. So how does this deal really work out for both sides?
Yeah, this is just another offensive weapon when you look at this Tennessee Titans team. So we know Arthur Smith is now the head coach of the Falcons. He was the offensive coordinator who was orchestrating just one of the best run games in the league. We know that the Titans have Derrick Henry, and obviously the number one receiver is A.J. Brown. They lost Corey Davis in free agency as their number two receiver. So now Julio Jones can step in here with not only his veteran experience, but when you take a look at the production of Julio when he's healthy, and that's really the key here, if he can stay healthy, he is still an elite receiver. So when you start thinking about, let's say, potential defenses blanketing A.J. Brown, double teaming him, it's going to be pretty hard to do now. If you know you got Julio Jones on the other side, and oh yeah, you got to worry about Derrick Henry. So while this offense was very productive last year with Ryan Tannehill leading the way, they can only take a step forward here knowing that they're really adding a huge key piece. And I can tell you, Tennessee is so psyched about this. The players have been campaigning for this for weeks. So A.J. Brown has looked up to Julio Jones his whole life. He's been messaging him on Instagram. Basically, he's doing everything everyone does in 2021 to get attention and get players to see that they want them. So I'm sure the happiest person right now in Nashville, Tennessee is Ryan Tannehill.
Or A.J. Brown. I don't know. I mean, but Ryan Tannehill's got plenty of weapons. He's got that incredible generational running back. And now the Falcons can finally pay those rookies all that talent that they drafted. Dianna Russini breaking the news. Dianna, thank you so much. And when you look at Julio Jones and his place in NFL history, averaging more than 95 receiving yards per game in his career, easily the most in the NFL. He's put up over 10,000 yards in the totality of his career, right there above Calvin Johnson and Antonio Brown.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.